Hi, fourth graders. Chapter 54 is called Once Upon a Time. All night, Ruby moans and sniffles. I pace in my domain. I don't want to fall asleep in case she needs something. Ivan, Bob says gently, get some sleep, please, for your sake and for mine. Bob can't sleep unless he is on my stomach. I hear a stirring. Ivan? Ruby calls. I rush to my window. Ruby, are you all right? I miss Aunt Stella, Ruby says, and sobs. And I miss my mom and my sisters and my aunt and my cousins, too. I know, I say, because it's all I can think of. Ruby sniffles. I can't sleep. Do you know any stories the way Aunt Stella did it? Not really, I admit. Stories were for Stella's specialty. Tell me about a story when you were little, Ruby pleads. She puts her trunk between the bars. Please, Ivan? I scratch the back of my head. I don't remember things, Ruby, I admit. It's true, Bob says, trying to be helpful. Ivan has a terrible memory. He's the opposite of an elephant. Ruby lets out a long breath. Oh, well, that's okay. Night, Ivan. And Bob. I listen to Ruby's soft sobs for long, horrible minutes. Then I hear myself saying, once upon a time, there was a gorilla named Ivan. And slowly and deliberately, I try to remember. Chapter 55. The Grunt. I was born in a place humans called Central Africa, in dense rainforest. So beautiful, no crayons could ever do it justice. Gorillas don't name their newborns right away, the way humans do. We get to know our babies first. We wait to see hints of what might yet be. When they saw how much she loved to chase me around the forest, my parents decided on my twin sister's name, Tag. Oh, how I loved to play tag with my sister. She was nimble, but when I got too close, she would leap onto my unsuspecting father. Then I would join her and we'd bounce on that tolerant belly until he gave us the grunt, the rooting pig sound that meant enough. The game never got old. Although my father might have disagreed. Chapter 56 is called Mud. It didn't take long for my parents to find my name. All day long, every day, I made pictures. I drew on rocks and bark and my poor mother's back. I used the sap from leaves. I used the juice from fruit. But mostly, I used mud. And this is what they called me, Mud. To humans, mud might not sound like too much, but to me, it was everything. Chapter 57, Protector. My family, which humans call a troop, was just like any other gorilla family. There were 10 of us. My father, the silverback, my mother, and 3 other adult females, a juvenile male called a blackback, and 2 other young gorillas. Tag and I were the babies of the group. We squabbled now and then, as families will. But my father knew how to keep us in line with a simple scowl. And for the most part, we were happy to do what we were meant to do, to feed and forage and nap and play. My father was a master at leading us to the ripest fruit for our morning feast and to the finest branches for our night nests. He was everything a silverback is meant to be, a guide, a teacher, and a protector. And nobody could chest beat like my father. Chapter 58 is A Perfect Life. Gorilla babies and elephant babies and human babies are not so different, except that a gorilla gets to spend the day riding on his mother's back, like a cowboy on a horse. It's a pretty great system from the baby's point of view. Slowly, carefully, a young gorilla begins to venture farther and farther away from the safety of his mother's arms. He learns the skills he will need as an adult: how to make a nest of branches, weave them together tightly, or they will fall apart in the middle of the night; how to beat a chest, cut your palms to amplify the sound; how to go vining from tree to tree, don't let go; how to be kind, be strong, be loyal. Growing up gorilla is just like any other kind of growing up. You make mistakes, you play, you learn, you do it all over again. It was, for a while, a perfect life. And the last chapter we're going to read today is chapter 59, The End. One day, a still day, when the hot air hummed, the humans came. And that's the end of that chapter. Only one sentence kind of leaves you hanging. Tune in tomorrow to hear what happens. See you then.